For a female growing up in Soweto, south of Johannesburg, the chances of being raped or sexually assaulted is very high. For this family, tragedy struck twice. First, the elder daughter was raped when she was younger.
A taxi driver from Bara taxi rank was identified as her rapist. We opened a case in Protea Glen and we attended court proceedings, but in the end, nothing happened.
And just last month, her 19-year-old daughter found herself a victim.
I was coming from my sister in Bramfisher, and then after I got off a taxi at Maponya across the road, and then I was met up with 5 men, and then one of them had a gun and the others surrounded me, and then one of them told me that I'd be his girlfriend if not, and then they'd take me with, and then he'd do anything he wanted with me. They then pulled out the gun and then told me I should leave with them, and then they took me with past the graveyard into a hostel near Maponya. They locked me into a room and then they left me there. After a while he came back and told me that I'd bath and he gave me food to eat. So I told him that I didn't need anything from him, but he didn't care and said I'd bath by force. So I just had to wipe myself so that he didn't see that I didn't bath. And then he left me there again. Around 1 o'clock, he came back and then he ate me and then he left. And then he came back again around 4 o'clock and did the same thing again. And then he left and told me that I knew my way back home and I should leave.
Reporting the case was a hard step for her.
I reported the case 2 days after because I was afraid. And my parents were told by the police because I was unable to tell them.
For many victims, the road to justice is hard, with inefficiency and backlogs adding to the trauma.
Our government is too lenient. If they ensured that perpetrators face harsher sentences, they wouldn't repeat these offences. They continue to do this, knowing there are no severe consequences.
At some point, I felt like they're gonna let me out to the dogs because they can't find the guy, and they say they've been looking for him, but he doesn't show up. They supposedly say he has many cases and whatnot, but they don't make means to get the guy.
This area, because it's a hotspot, so there are many cases. But we have a provincial commissioner in this province who's trying by all means. Where there are hotspots, they identify that police station and they put extra resources. And we obviously spoke to the provincial commissioner. We also asked him to, because there are around 30 police stations in this province that are a serious problem, and we've asked the provincial commissioner to put extra resources at those police stations, because the more you have backlog of cases, the more the perpetrators are wandering in the street. And we are saying to the provincial commissioner, who's been trying by all means, that where there are backlogs, he puts extra resources so that those cases are fast-tracked, because the speed as well of how you investigate and arrest also assist.
In the province, almost 10,000 cases of rape are reported annually, with many never being reported or reaching court. Hasina Gori, SABC News, Soweto.